We all saw today a direct attack on the system.
It's never a pretty thing when it becomes necessary to arrest a judge.
No justice, no peace.
We continue to cover a major national story developing right here in Milwaukee. A couple hundred protesters spent about an hour this afternoon on the steps of the federal courthouse after the FBI ordered a Milwaukee County judge arrested. That judge accused of helping an undocumented immigrant avoid arrest. This is video shot just moments after Judge Hannah Dugan was released after her appearance this morning before a federal magistrate. Attorney General Pam Bondi says Judge Dugan was arrested this morning by the FBI after misdirecting federal agents away from a suspect, Eduardo Flores Ruiz. We have team coverage with a look at the protests we had earlier today, a closer look at all the facts we know about today's case. But we're going to start with Ryan Jenkins. He actually spoke with the person who first tipped off police about Flores Ruiz. Ryan, what were they able to tell you?
Yeah, Steve, as you just mentioned, at the center of all of this situation involving the judge being arrested is a court case involving a 32-year-old from Mexico named Eduardo Flores Ruiz. He was in court facing charges for domestic violence and battery, and that is when he was arrested by federal authorities. And what I can tell you is today I spoke to the people who called 911 last month, and I wanted to hear from them about this initial run-in with the law for Flores Ruiz and what led federal authorities to finding him here in Milwaukee.
What is your reaction or your opinion that it's gotten to this level?
No pensábamos que esto iba a pasar, porque nosotros nos presentamos a la corte y nunca pensábamos que eso iba a pasar, que no iban a entregar migración, no sé qué fue lo que pasó ahí.
That's the voice of a man who, alongside his girlfriend, was attacked last month in their apartment in Milwaukee's near West Side neighborhood. Today, I went back to that area and was invited inside to hear more of the story. The victims asking me to conceal their identities because they're afraid of what all of this could mean, with Flores Ruiz now likely facing deportation.
Do you believe Eduardo should be deported over this incident?
Pues somos humanos, todos cometemos un error, pero si él lo cometió, pues tiene que pagar sus errores.
Here's what I've learned about Flores Ruiz so far. Federal court documents say he's been in the United States since 2013. In April of that year, Border Patrol agents in Arizona removed him from the U.S. to Mexico. Prosecutors say he never received any permission to come back into the country. And he stayed out of trouble until just last month when he caught the misdemeanor battery and domestic abuse charges here in Milwaukee, alerting federal authorities to his whereabouts. His roommates telling me today he was causing a ruckus at their home and became violent, attacking his roommate and his roommate's girlfriend. They called the police and Flores Ruiz was charged. It was during a court hearing in that case on April 18th that federal agencies arrested him. And I did reach out to Flores Ruiz's public defender in this case. They have no comment so far, but again, it was that case that led Flores Ruiz to be in Judge Dugan's courtroom here at the Milwaukee County Courthouse when federal authorities came to arrest him. And our Jenna Ray is joining us live right now with how the judge then ended up being arrested.
Brian, we have brand new information at the top of this hour with sources telling us that federal agents met Judge Dugan outside the main courthouse entrance on 10th Street earlier this morning. We're told they escorted her inside into the cafeteria, and that's where the arrest took place. Judge Dugan is charged with impeding or obstructing a proceeding before a department or agency.
A criminal complaint states these charges stem back to the arrest of Eduardo Flores Ruiz on April 18th. That day, Flores Ruiz was scheduled to appear in Judge Dugan's courtroom on misdemeanor battery charges. The complaint says agents identified themselves, went up to her courtroom, and waited for the hearing to finish. Agents say Judge Dugan was told they were there, stopped the court proceedings, and escorted agents to Chief Judge Carl Ashley's office. Documents then say agents were left there, and witnesses saw Judge Dugan leave, go back to her courtroom, then, quote, escort Flores Ruiz through a jury door to avoid his arrest. Agents then claim Flores Ruiz made a run for it and was quickly arrested after they chased him down. With all of this taking place inside the Milwaukee County Courthouse, we asked County Executive David Crowley His reaction.
I was surprised. When we talk about our judges who are here to uphold the law, it's really about making sure we give people that due process.
Before Dugan's charges were made public, the FBI's director, Kash Patel, released this tweet on X saying, quote, "We believe Judge Dugan intentionally misdirected federal agents away from the subject to be arrested in her courthouse." Crowley argues the federal government is attacking and intimidating judges.
The example being made of Judge Dugan's case speaks directly to the concerns being raised about targeting individuals throughout our judicial systems across our country.
Judge Dugan was in federal custody earlier today. She also made an appearance in federal court. She's since been released. We've made multiple attempts to reach out to her and her attorneys today, but have not heard back. Steve.
Jenna Ray at the courthouse, thank you. Judge Dugan's arrest had led to 2 rounds of protests today here at the federal courthouse. Gideon Verdeen joining us live now with what those protesters had to say. Gid?
That's right. I'm here in the very spot that hundreds of protesters gathered earlier today to rally behind Judge Dugan.
No justice, no peace.
We shouldn't have any fear. We should come out with our brothers and sisters.
Protesters locked arms at the federal courthouse, saying today's protest was about more than just one arrest.
I care about democracy. I care about where this country is going.
Lisa Jones of Rid Racism MKE joined the chants to support Judge Hannah Dugan, calling for unity and justice for immigrants and marginalized communities.
And this does not fit our values as a country to have Judge Dugan arrested. This is what dictators do.
Blaze Torrance was there protesting too. He says Judge Dugan's arrest raised concerns about fairness and due process.
We want to express our discomfort for this obstruction of the due process, and we want to see changes.
We will not be intimidated.
Alderwomen Jocasta Zamaripa and Marina Dmitrievich showed up in support of the judge.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't think I would see something like this in my lifetime.
This clearly was an intimidation tactic meant to scare, in particular, community leaders, elected leaders.
Protesters say they fear the message being sent that speaking up for immigrants could come at a cost. But they also made it clear they don't plan to stay silent.
This is a clear attack also on working class people, telling working class people, shut up, sit down, stay home, and they're going to do what they want to do. And we're not going to let them do that.
That's right, and protesters tell me they vow to keep fighting for immigration rights and for Judge Dugan. There is a protest planned for tomorrow at the FBI headquarters. Back to you, Steve.